And action. Welcome, everybody, to the Action Podcast. We have a special one today. Today, we're a little late on this one. Typically, we do this in January, but
It's March.
it's March. Spoiler alert. But yeah, we want to get into. We are about to hit the prime of movie season, and we want to get into the movies that we are most looking forward to this year. Not all movies are created equal. There will be movies not on our list that'll probably be better than some of these movies, but these are the ones that we are simply just looking forward to the most. And our lists may shock you. There are some big name movies that we did not put on our list, but it's because we're simply not looking forward to them. And
Right.
that's all this is. This is just a feeling. And so we're gonna give
This
our
is
top 10.
most anticipated.
Yeah,
What do I anticipate?
exactly.
Thank you.
So with that being said, Pete, why don't you give us your number 10 most anticipated movie of 2025?
My number 10 is, and my list is all over the place. However, if I have to say number 10, it's Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore, the first one was such a pivotal movie in me growing up and the era in which I grew up in with movies. It came out at the perfect time and it was done so well. Great cast, great writing, great performances. The story was fantastic. It's been 30 years or whatever, and this is why it's number 10 because you never know with these sort of 30 years later. Top Gun cannot be the benchmark for revisiting something so many decades later.
Yeah.
But I am curious because Happy Gilmore has been like one of my favorite movies since I
Yeah.
was a kid.
No, I mean that's a good point. Like for every Top Gun Maverick, Bad Boys for Life, you have um
50,000 other ones.
Beverly Hills Cop I liked, but it's not as necessarily good as the original. So yeah, that's a fair. For me, I would say this movie I was not necessarily looking forward to, but then I seen the trailer and I like what they did. And so this is why I am anticipating it now. I do believe this movie is going to have a pivotal role in the MCU this next phase four, and it's Fantastic Four First Steps. I've not necessarily been a fan of the original Fantastic Four, but Doctor Doom obviously is going to play. Well, he's traditionally a Fantastic Four villain. I know he's going to play a large role in the Avengers Endgame, and I have a feeling that he may somehow be involved in this Fantastic Four. And I like this retro kind of style that they went with, and it looks interesting. Again, I'm down on Marvel right now. Spoiler alert, this is the only Marvel film I have on this list. I'm not looking forward to necessarily the Thunderbolts. I'm not necessarily looking forward to anything else that Marvel has right now, but I don't know. This movie has sparked curiosity. That's why it's my 10. And then my number 9, and this is really only if this movie came out and there was no Cobra Kai series, I probably would not be looking forward to it. But with the success of Cobra Kai and how they operated that, this movie intrigues me, and it's a combination of the remake of the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan, and then it incorporates obviously Ralph Macchio and his Karate Kid, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. I'm very curious to see what they do with this one, but again, thanks to Cobra Kai, I'm in on this one. Karate Kid Legends is my number 9. What do you got, Pete?
Uh, Number 9 for me, and I feel like in retrospect, this is going to be really low, um, because I don't know a lot about it except that it's Brad Pitt and race cars. It's F1. I haven't looked into the movie. However,
You didn't see
just
the Super
telling
Bowl
me that
trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer, I'm
Oh,
so
man.
behind. However, this movie feels like a gold mine. Anything that Brad Pitt does is money. Um,
And Joseph Kosinski.
exactly. And anything that he touches turns to gold. So I'm gonna put this conservatively at number 9 only because I was forced into doing a list really fast. I would have put this, my next one, I would have swapped them.
Well, why don't
Um,
you just do that live?
all right, so here's my number nine. My number nine is Fantastic Four because this wouldn't have been sort of the most anticipated, and I'm with Paul, where this is my only MCU movie on this anticipated list because I'm completely almost out of the MCU. However, it wouldn't have been. I'm more, it's more anticipating for me to watch this movie only because of how these characters were introduced through the garbage that we've endured over the past couple of years. I feel like they're gonna finally get their act together with the Fantastic Four. Let's go. Come
Yeah,
on, MCU. We need something. Um, all right, so that's number nine. Number eight, F1. Because, I mean, Brad Pitt,
can't believe
Krasinski,
it. I still can't believe you have it this low. That's so.
right? You know what I mean? Come on, let's go. Paul, what are your next ones?
All right, my number eight, and kind of like you, this movie probably could be higher. Um, but
Oh, I
don't
totally messed up my list. All right, keep going.
just edit it as you go. My number eight, and again, actually, you know what? I'm gonna swap these because I actually think my number eight is my number seven. I'm like you. I'm gonna go number eight, Superman. And again, I most
That didn't
like
even make my list.
in any other world, I'm probably not looking forward to Superman, but I do believe in James Gunn. I feel like he does have a plan, and I feel like again, he also made a good decision in that he's not making this Superman in today's modern world. This is a retro kind of take on it, and so that makes it interesting and different. And so I'm very curious to see how it all plays out. And I trust him a little bit as a filmmaker. He's Guardians of the Galaxy. He's among other things. He did the new Suicide Squad, and I thought I actually enjoyed that one more than the original one. Um,
The only counter I would have to that is that, it's not just movie making is not, especially at that budget level, it's not about, I've got an idea, let me go and make it. You know what I mean?
correct.
There has to be an element of the corporate world that has infiltrated what he ultimately wanted to do that is going to mess up this movie. That's why it's not
No, but
on my
he's
list at all.
the only part you're wrong with that is he is the corporate level. So he is literally in charge. He's Kevin Feige.
No, but he did not produce all of the money in order to produce this film. So there is a corporate level involved.
No, but he is a head. He is head of DC Films. So he's not just the director in this one. He is the number one guy.
No, no,
He,
I get it.
he has one
I get
person to
it.
respond to.
But DC is owned by somebody and they have an
Correct.
agenda. And so that's why it's not on my list because you can tell me that Dunn is involved, fantastic. You can tell me who's starring in it, fantastic.
Done, by the way. Not done.
It's really about like what are they willing to do with the movie? Like Barbie
Sure.
with Mattel. Like Mattel finally was like, let's let them make a movie about Barbie, how they want to make us the bad guys, whatever they want to do. And it was a success. However,
Well, and that again, that's why it's
DC
on my
has been
list.
putting
They put their
garbage after
egg, they put
garbage.
their eggs in the James Gunn basket. And so I am curious to see what they do with it. So
Right,
to actually your point, this is the film that we're going to see whether it is still controlled by somebody else or if he really does have free reign
right.
to.
Let's see.
So
I
we'll
don't,
see.
I hope they prove me wrong and that
Yeah,
he's able to create a movie that he's able to do. I just don't believe I'm so skeptical
sure,
in
sure.
this day and age.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I don't think you're wrong to have those feelings. So,
Right.
and then I switched these, but my number seven, I'm going to go with only because they did so well with the first four, but it's Ballerina from the John Wick world. Keanu Reeves does have a small role in this film, but it's from the same people, and again, they've crushed everything in that world so
Right.
far. Now, I didn't see
Right.
the series yet. I would like to go back and see the series. But either way, ballerina number seven. Let's go. Anna de Armas. I mean, come on. It should be theoretically it should be number one. You put Anna de Armas in the film, it should be number one, right?
No, and I completely agree with that. I mean, it is my I'm sorry, my darling, but that is my future girlfriend slash wife in the future. Um, my next one, my number seven, is the Michael Jackson biopic that is supposed to come out.
Dude,
And
what do you have ahead?
prior,
You have a lot. Spoiler, you're crushing my top five. I'm curious to see what you
okay,
have in
but
your
you
top.
already crushed my top five.
Oh, really? Wow,
Yeah,
well, all right.
Our, ours are completely split right now
Opposite.
because all the stuff that you've named off are my top five, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
was here.
the next one is the Michael Jackson biopic. I mean, for me, biopics
Starring Miles
are
Teller.
yeah, hopefully not as my no, actually the nephew of Michael Jackson, Jermaine Jackson's son is performing as Michael Jackson in
Jafar
this
Jackson, yeah.
feature. Um,
Not to be confused with Jafar from Aladdin.
right. However, biopics are interesting because I mean, look, you can get the best actors and the best directors, and you can get the people that looked exactly like the character, etc. But it really is about
The
what
story.
is the approach to the story that you want to tell.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's life is so vast. It's 60 plus years of
And there's probably three movies in his life.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many iconic things that happen throughout. I mean, I had a critique about the Bob Marley movie, which was that I'm happy that they did that one, they centered around that one event and they made a movie about it. With Michael Jackson, it's a little bit different. Like you can single out the moonwalk, the introduction to the moonwalk at the Motown 25th anniversary show. You could single out something like Bucharest, which was like the largest concert ever that he ever performed, or you could focus on the fact that it was just number one hits. I mean, there's so many different angles that you can come at with the Michael Jackson story. What's the story that you're going to tell, and are you going to do it properly? That's why it's a little bit lower on my scale because, I mean, if they did what they did with Bob Dylan, and Bob Dylan's career in terms of magnitude was this compared to what Michael Jackson's was, and I thought that they did it brilliantly for A Complete Unknown. What are you going to do with Michael Jackson's life? It's so immense.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so
again,
I'm weary, but I look forward to it.
to me, Miles Teller's in it, and I don't think again, everything he's been in lately has been gold.
He
And
can't moonwalk.
so I'm going to believe in this process. And there's a bunch of other stars, Nia Long, Lorenz Tate, among others. Like,
No. Again, I get it. I get the cast. I get who's
and
in
did
it.
I say it was Antoine Fuqua too? Was he
No,
also?
you didn't say that, but I know that he's attached, and
Well, I
I
think he's
get it.
directing it.
Again, it just depends on the angle, and so that's why it's a little bit lower than what it should be and what it will ultimately be. Like if we did let's recap what we thought.
Coleman. Yeah, Antoine Fuqua is directing it. Also, Coleman Domingo is Joe Jackson.
Crushes.
So
He
yeah,
crushes everything he does. Miles Teller crushes everything he does.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm a little less skeptical than you are. I'm trusting these people
I'm
to.
skeptical. I'm a lifelong Michael Jackson fan, and to encapsulate his life into a movie, there needs to be an angle, and I don't know what the angle is, and so I'm worried.
Sure, sure. All right, that was your
Um,
seven, or is that your
that was
six?
my seven. My number six is a movie called Mickey 17. This is directed
Which
by
literally comes out. Well, when this comes out, this will came out this weekend.
right. However, we've been talking, not we, you and me, but people have been talking about this movie. The director of Parasite, it's Robert Pattinson, and the fact that this movie's not getting a lot of press at all, and it's supposed to be an amazing movie about a journey to colonize an ice planet. Um, It's gonna be amazing. I know it. I know it in my heart of hearts that this is supposed to be a phenomenal movie, but yet I don't hear anything about it. So I'm gonna put it on my list so that
Like that.
people can look at me at some point and go, "Oh my God, Peter's so fun and cool, and
No, I
he
think
knows what he's talking
I, I
about."
I wish I could fit it in. I am looking forward to it. I am going to see it this weekend.
People
Uh,
aren't talking about this movie
mm, I would agree. I'd agree. It's not as big as again a lot of
to
these
an
other
extent.
movies, but I agree. I think this movie could be very good. It looks interesting to say the least. My number six movie. I don't know much about it, but it is a collaboration between Michael B. Jordan and uh, um,
Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. Yeah, thank you. They've obviously had a lot of magic together. They've done Fruitvale Station. They've done Black Panther,
Apollo.
Creed,
Creed.
um,
Not Apollo.
which obviously Creed. I loved all three of them. Uh,
Love them.
so Coogler, is very high in my book for filmmakers, and so I'm gonna trust that this movie is going to be good. And again,
And it's a horror thriller.
I think I've seen a little bit of the trailer. I think I have. I'm almost positive I have. Again, looks interesting. I know these guys don't just do any project, and so I'm going to trust these guys. So that's my number six. And then my number five is Michael for all the same reasons I said. Antoine
Mhm.
Fuqua, Miles Teller, Coleman Domingo. I mean, sign me up. I'm gonna quell your concerns, and I'm gonna believe that these guys know the angle and the right way to do this. And
Right.
again, I do think Michael Jackson's life story has many angles you could take and still be fine. There's a lot of story to get at, and I think they'll do it. Again, just him even just becoming a singer is already an amazing story, and add in the family element with Joe Jackson. I mean, and obviously he's one of
I
the
mean,
stars in
yeah,
this.
exactly right. I mean,
I think
Jackson 5 into his early career with Quincy Jones and then into his explosion into the world and then everything that happened afterwards. I mean, he has 12 movies
yeah,
that
yeah,
you could write
easily.
today about Michael Jackson based on a period of his life. That's why I don't really know what the angle is on the movie. Is it a linear life story or is it
Uh,
about a
yeah,
specific moment, right? Like,
I don't know. I mean, Miles Teller is obviously. I don't even know who John Bronsha is, but that's who he plays, and so
oh,
uh,
he's only the coolest guy ever.
I'm assuming he's maybe a manager or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But anyways, what do you got for your number five?
My number five is a movie that I mean, talk about like not giving a sequel credit, but then being really happy with it. And now there's a third one coming out. My number five is Avatar 3. I was high on the first. I ripped the second one for months and years before it came out. And then it came out and I was like, wow, that was pretty good. That was like really good. And now Avatar 3 is about to come out and I can't be more excited about it because it's almost going to close an almost 2 decade chapter in my life and where maybe I can be done with Avatar. However,
Well,
I've actually
there's
loved every
there's a number
moment.
four for sure.
I'm just looking forward to what they've done next because I gave number two zero chance and I was a big fan of it. And so was the rest of the world because they made like $1 billion. Um, so I'm looking forward to number three. That's my number five. Number four for me is Sinners, which is the Michael B. Jordan Coogler
Yeah.
reunion that you were talking about, and it's only because it's a horror thriller. Something different that they've done together. They've never done something like this together, so I'm anticipating that to just crush and be absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to that more than the majority of films out there, just because I want to see what those two do. Two
Yeah.
brilliant people doing something amazing and different.
Yep. My number four, I don't know a ton about, but it's a biopic called Roosevelt. But it is directed by Martin Scorsese. Leonardo DiCaprio's in
Oof.
it. But Roosevelt is one of my favorite presidents. He's one of the most amazing characters in American history. And kind of like Michael Jackson, there's a lot of different angles you can take on him. Um, but again, I'm going to trust the people involved. And again, I love historical films. So like this is just literally up my alley. This could easily be number one if I had a trailer, but I don't. And so again, I'm hoping this is more, The Revenant versus like not, I mean, he didn't do The Revenant, but
Right,
and
right. But I mean, it's
what was that
again,
one they just did? The not Moon. Was it Moon? Kill the Moon?
no, the flowers,
Oh, Killer of
the
the Flower
flower
Moon.
moon.
There are a lot of elements. I love that movie. There's a lot of elements. I just thought it
No,
was too long.
sure. Now, if I found out that they were doing
Oh,
this movie and that they had an actual editor attached to the
yeah.
film, I would be more excited about it. But because I hear Scorsese, I hear Leo,
If this is a 4 hour movie, I'll throw it on my
I
list.
hear a topic that can literally be a 12-hour movie,
Yeah,
and I immediately think to myself, Jesus Christ, like they're gonna give me the 9-hour version in the theaters, and they're gonna give me the 12-hour version on Apple. No offense to all of these legends making this movie. What kind of time do you think I have to do something like that? If they
yeah,
made a 2-hour movie of something specific about Roosevelt with
sure.
Leo
But
and
again,
Scorsese,
you're going off on a tangent.
fantastic.
You're going off on tangent though. We don't know, so
I'm not. That's why it's
let's not
not as
speculate.
anticipated.
I know.
It's not as anticipated.
I get it, but we don't know yet. So until we know, I don't want to go off on a 12-minute tangent. So I'm just going to
That's
cut you
why you
there.
have it down on
All
the
right.
list.
You're next. What's your number four?
No, I have my number three. I have three left.
I gave my five and four. No, what was your four?
Control Z. My number four was Sinners.
Oh, all right.
My
Then,
number three. Do you want to do
oh
your
no,
four?
no, no, you're right. I'm supposed to give my three, then you give your three. Okay. My number three, you already mentioned it, but I just am looking forward to it because I know there's a ton of cameos in it, and I do think again sometimes when the movie's had time to marinate, I just think you have enough time to do it right and proper. And I'm just gonna again trust the process. But I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore 2 with my number three. Again, I feel like if I feel like they're gonna do right with the character. Adam Sandler is a better actor than he was back then. Um, and then if they nail
Is
the
more
small,
clout.
as long as they nail the smaller characters, I think the story will be good. It's just whether or not it'll be funny, and that. But again, that's what I'm anticipating, right? That's why I want to watch it.
And we've talked about it a million times. Like if you can have a great comedy with two great main characters, and then it just doesn't work. And what makes all of these classic movies work is it's all those little tiny
Yeah,
characters that are around your main characters, sort of
yeah,
jumping in at the right moments. I'm with you on that, and that's why it was so low on my list. Is because it's man, how you gonna you run into a scenario where it could be an Austin Powers 2 where it was funny, but it was literally the same jokes that you did in the first one.
yeah,
So you just want to be careful with that, and that's why I'm like dodgy on it, right?
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah. Get it. All right, what do you got?
my number three is the Karate Kid Legends movie, and for me, I'm only putting this at three because of how personal it is. If you get Ralph Macchio in that universe, I mean, we're all talking about multiverses everywhere that we can possibly do. Macchio, Jackie Chan, and now we have Cobra Kai and that world all sort of coming together in a big giant movie. Cobra Kai is a huge hit, and it's so well done. Um, the original Karate Kid movies were, again, they were movies that were not given a chance, but meanwhile they had a great writer, they had great performances, they had great music supervisor, and they had a great composer, and everything just came into play. I trust the Karate Kid, um, what's it called? IP. I
Yeah.
trust that IP so much. Only because, look, Karate Kid 3 or Karate Kid with the girl with Hilary Swank, I get it. It wasn't good. However, all of the everything else that they've done Karate Kid, there's been so much value that's come out of it. And now Cobra Kai, and now you're gonna put a movie together where everything is like coming together. I'm so anticipating this movie. So that's my number three. Um, and again, that's more personal than anything
Yeah, for
else.
sure. And what's your
Number two for me is Ballerina. I can't think of a sequence of movies that have just gotten better every single time, other than my number one. Um, that is now going to branch off and do something with a new person that I'm already on board with. I already know what I'm gonna get, and it's gonna crush. And then you put my girlfriend in it. Ballerina is number two. I can't wait for this to drop.
Yeah, for sure. My number two, and I just think you have it way too low, but they showed the trailer during the Super Bowl, and Joseph Kosinski has grown to maybe right now, maybe be my favorite filmmaker right now.
He's
Between
phenomenal.
between Only the Brave, the firefighter film, and Top Gun Maverick, which is literally one of my favorite films of all time. Um, I this guy,
Quiet Place?
what?
Isn't that the guy?
Quiet Place? No, that's John Krasinski.
Oh, who are you talking about?
Joseph Kosinski.
Ah, okay, edit this out, please. Don't make
No,
me
I'm
look
not.
like a
I'm not at
total
all.
idiot.
This is live. No, I already just mentioned what he did. John Krasinski's from The Office.
Yes. I thought it was John Krasinski and Brad Pitt making a
No,
movie.
no, 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 not
See,
at
this
all.
is why I want to research stuff.
Yeah, guys, this is an impromptu podcast, so forgive my brother. But anyways, F1 again, Joseph Top Gun Maverick, the filmmaker from Top Gun Maverick with Brad Pitt. He knows how to deal with action, speed, and drama. I'm all in. F1, I can't wait. And my number one, guys, and I to me this is a no-brainer, but it's Mission Possible: Final Reckoning. Um,
That's fine.
this Tom Cruise has done maybe the greatest job with the franchise of all time. Um,
He
name
should be studied.
besides the first phase of Marvel, but even then, there are a couple movies that I would still be like, okay, Mission Impossible one through what are they at? Eight now?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
just absolutely incredible. Uh, Only maybe the third one, and I'm not even like sure I agree with what I'm going to say. I think I just need to see it more. But they crushed in all of them. And the third one was J.J. Abrams, by the way.
No,
Um,
every movie in Mission
every
Impossible,
movie's good though. Yeah, and
it's
now it's Philip
they all
Seymour
crush.
Hoffman. I'm not even again. I'm not even believing what I'm saying. But my point is, like, to me, that might be the one of the lower ones, but it's still an amazing film.
Cares?
All of them are great. And that last one just left you with so much more. I don't even know how it's possible for them to continue to push the envelope, but they have. And really, it's really just about how much Tom Cruise physically puts himself in danger, and it's just believable. And how they shoot it. I mean, they don't cut corners in this film, and it's just pure entertainment, and that's why it's my number one. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Well, I mean, Mission Impossible is the same as Top Gun in terms of franchises, and they both involve Tom Cruise, and there are the two franchises that he devotes every amount of energy into. And we see it as an audience member, like everything that happens to make a movie, what you see on screen is nothing compared to what took place in order to, I mean, the amount of effort and thought and heart and sweat and tears and
Yeah,
risking your life in order to make something possible
literally.
for the sake of a film. Tom Cruise has done it for two franchises perfectly, and these are his babies. This is why it's the most anticipated film. We're watching somebody's baby in its eighth term
Yeah,
come out, and it's going to crush just like the first one did. We're talking about something that's never been done before.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
most anticipated film of the year.
yeah.
It's amazing. I can't wait.
I think last year or 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago that the other one came out?
First Dead Reckoning was 2 years.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Uh,
Blew my mind.
I believe that was my third like anticipated movie of the year, and I think it finished as my third favorite movie of the year. But it easily could have been number one. I think it would have been number one if I think Top Gun Maverick came out the same year.
Maybe.
I think it came out the same year, and that was
Maybe.
higher. There's one other movie that was higher, but it
There's
it it
there's
wasn't.
nothing bigger.
Yeah, it wasn't because of this movie's failure. It was just again like something incredible. But yeah,
This is supposed to be the finale of this
Tom
series
Cruise's character. They'll probably
for
reboot it.
Tom Cruise's character. So this is more than huge. This
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's finish it off, and they're going to do it in the most insane, crazy fashion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've already seen the trailer is already amazing. It's an awesome trailer. So if you haven't seen the
Can't
trailer,
wait.
I believe there's trailers, guys, for one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of these. Seven of 10, at least of mine. Seven of the 10. There's a few that we haven't seen yet, and we've
Let's
mentioned them.
go.
Yeah, should be exciting. So should be a good year. We're excited for that. Again, a couple movies we didn't even mention. Jurassic Park is rebooting this year. Um, it's not on our
Sure.
list, I think, for obvious reasons. I'll still go see it, of course, but
Sure.
um, and there's a couple movies that are just like not
Well, A
even.
Simple Favor Part Two is going to come out, and
Yeah,
the first one was decent. I mean, it was a decent movie. I don't know what they're going to do with the second one, but it's
yeah.
something we're going to watch, of course.
And there's a couple. There's another one like Wild Bunch starring Jamie Foxx. Again, there's not a lot of detail, so I just don't know if it's going to come out this year. But there's a lot of movies like that. There are a couple lists that we looked at. Some of these movies are kind of up in the air where they're coming out this year, so we just didn't include them. But yeah, it should be a solid year. Hollywood is just starting to kind of get back in groove, so hopefully, and obviously that'll help us too. But yeah, good,
Right
should be
on.
a good year. But thanks guys for joining. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And with that, Pete, that is a cut. Thanks, guys.